quite opportune that these arrived this morning. I got them off eBay at really good prices because these are quite expensive things usually, and these are black hole figures. So the black hole was the Disney film that tried to, back in '79, tried to capture some of the impetus of Star Wars, which was such a smash back then, and it was quite a flop. I mean, I went to see it back in those days. I quite liked it, but I was only 9 at the time, so you know. And these are the minifigures that were made. Same sort of scale as Star Wars figures, 3 3/4 inch, and they mainly made human characters without any accessories, and they were made by Mego. And these are the droids. The droids are a lot rarer. There's 3 series in this range, and the droids are the rarest ones. You've got Maximilian here, the red one. He's the sort of villain, very famous because he's got claws that come out and spin around, and he shreds his opponents apart. And you also got Vincent, the sort of equivalent of R2-D2, friendly little robot. And also in the news last night was the news that Disney has also bought up Lucasfilm. So it's quite opportune. That's why I'm saying it's quite opportune that these arrived today, because you've got a sort of Disney connection to, well, sci-fi films and Star Wars. Also, Mego had the chance to make the original Star Wars figures back in '78, and they passed on it, and the license went to Kenner, who's been sort of involved with Star Wars, well, with Hasbro as well now. But so these are really nice black hole figures. These are Italian cards. They were sold by Gig, and Italian Power of the Force Star Wars figures also have the Gig logo on them. So these are really nice. They're graded, both graded 80 overall. The Vincent is Series 2 Mego Gig Black Hole. Card gets 80, bubble 85, figure 90, and it's an archival case. Overall it's at 80 near mint. And Vincent, I mean Maximilian, he's overall 80, card gets 80, bubble 80, figure 85. And he's not archival though. Low populations of these two. If you check out AFA, it's about 3 or 4 of the Vincents and 5 of the Maximilians graded on the Italian Gig cards. There's probably a lot more on the Mego US cards. Okay, so really nice front card, generic card. The only difference is the sticker which says the character's name in the top. It's got Vincent and Maximilian. Nice though, because they're Italian cards, you know. They're foreign, look pretty nice. Made in Hong Kong, the figures. I can't read Italian, so I can't really say what it says in the top corner. We'll look at the Maximilian first. There's the figure and the card, really nice. Okay, and then we'll look at the back of the card, which is really interesting as well. So you've got the human characters plus the robots. The robots with a robot sentry, which I've got, and a US card ungraded. Vincent, the robot there, which I've got today. Maximilian in the middle. Star, which is really rare. Old Bob, which is really rare. And Humanoid, which is a legendary character. That's the Humanoid there. That is a really super rare character, up there with the Vinyl Cape Jawa, the Mego Romulan, super rare figure. If you check on Google, just type in black hole humanoid Mego, and you'll see how rare that figure is. And it's a great figure as well. The human characters aren't as good, but they're a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable. Lowest I've seen is the humanoids. You could get maybe Dr. Kate McRae in the US for about $7 carded, which is very cheap. These robots are a lot more pricey. There's Maximilian. Comes on a stand, action figure stand. Let's see if I can get him a bit closer. Not a bad figure. Has a swivel head, swivel arms, little flaps, directional flaps, but it's a quite good figure. There's Maximilian. And I'll show you Vincent now. So Vincent's got his head down. Great little figure. It's a bigger case because of the bubble size. Okay, Vincent is quite a nice Italian carded figure. Has little thrusters, his head moves up, comes with 2 blasters, 2 movable arms, 2 retractable legs, and an action figure stand as well. Even loose, this figure goes for about 20 to 50 quid. Same with Maximilian. So, you know, both are really nice. Same card back. I'd like to get Star one day, maybe. Humanoid is out of my range. I'll never get that one. Old Bob, he's like Vincent but beaten up. There's a Robot Century on eBay at the moment. I'm tempted to get that, but it's a US card. And then you've got Dr. Hans Reinhardt, he's quite good. There's also some magnetic figures released in Italy, and you know, now with Star Wars being owned by Disney, this is a sort of interesting reference to when Disney tried to do Star Wars back in the 70s. And they didn't do it well, but these figures have sort of gained a sort of, the film's gained a sort of cult status now, and the figures are quite highly collectible, especially the robots like Maximilian, Vincent, Old Bob, Star, and of course the humanoid is the legendary figure. Really rare. Okay, so I've got a lot to review today, and I want to get it all done. So that's these two, the black hole figures. You've got the Maximilian, which is a great character, sort of the villain of the film. Quite ruthless. It's good at the end of the film when he's holding Dr. Hans Reinhardt after they've gone through the black hole. And you've got little Vincent there. Great figure as well. Okay, so that's your two black hole figures. Okay, you've got something really nice here. This is the Mego GIG, only sold in Italy. Magnetic Star. So Star is a legendary figure. He's one of the toughest black hole figures to find. The 3 3/4 inch version of Star is really tough to find. And the humanoid figure that was also only sold in Italy and Canada is one of the rarest action figures ever. So, but to get Star is just brilliant, and it's an amazing figure. It's magnetic, so at the neck, the shoulders and the hips there's magnetic balls that are holding the figure together, so the arms, legs and head can be removed. Unfortunately the head's a bit turned, but this is Star. He's a classic robot from the black hole. He's the one that Vincent shoots up in the end. They have a competition to see who's the best shot. I mean, there's the gun he comes with, which is pretty inaccurate because the guns they had in the black hole movie were really nice. They were like, they had 2 barrels, one at the top and one at the bottom, and they look wicked, man. But this robot looks amazing. This is from 1979, I do believe. And it was only sold in Italy, hence it's really tough to find. And the smaller version, the 3 3/4 inch version, is even more rarer to find. But at least I've got Star. So his name's spelled S full stop T full stop A full stop and so on, with the R of course. But this figure's a bleeding legend. So here's the back of the figure. Looks amazing. There's a better look at the head. This is Star, man. And there's, you know, this figure's top drawer, man. Really nice. Made in Hong Kong, only sold in Italy though, because the black hole line didn't do at all well. But I had the figures when I had the kids. I had the 3 3/4 inch figures. I think I got them at Whiteley's in London back in the day. So this is AFA graded, and you know, it's really nice. There's a guy on YouTube called Cafe Boy. He collects black hole figures, so hopefully he'll see this, you know. And you know, it looks amazing. The good look view of the head. It's AFA 85, and in Italy these were sold by Migo gig. So this is a gig figure. I've already shown, like in 2012, I got 2 black hole 3 3/4 inch carded Italian figures. I got Vincent and Maximilian. They also had Vincent and Maximilian in this this one for sale as well, but I went for the Star, because Star is just such a, well, it's going to be impossible to get on a 3 3/4 inch. You're talking about carded £1,000 easily. Loose, I mean loose graded, they're going for £600 this figure, the 3 3/4 inch version of Star. But this is a flipping legend, man. So you know, let's see if I can see what it says on the. So it says 1979 Migo gig black hole loose magnetic figure Hong Kong Star AFA 85. You know, and you know, it looks amazing. Love the black finish of this cool item. Come on, man. Whoever's watching this, who's ever into black hole, has to say this figure's bleeding cool. The only better version of Star would be the 3 3/4 inch version, but this is still really nice. It looks amazing. So you know, Star. There's 2 screws in the back. What a nice figure, man. I'm so happy I got this one. I am so pleased. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so this is just a top drawer figure, man. It's such a legend. And they have to reissue these figures, man. You know those, what are they called? The ones that did the alien figures in the 80s style. They've got to do the black hole figures, man. Because these figures are so awesome, especially the robots. I mean, I'm not bothered about the human characters. Just collect the robots, man. Yeah, Vincent, Maximilian, Star, Old Bob. Old Bob's worth a fortune as well. And the humanoid is just, I can't really think of a rarer action figure than the humanoid. Such a legend. Okay. So, I mean, you check on eBay, you go Migo black hole and see what's out there. So this is such a nice item. Wow. And these figures are based on the Micronauts line, so they've got super articulation back in the 1970s, late 70s. So they're ahead of the game back in the day. Shame the head's turned. But what a head, man. But he is a robot, so, you know. Look at that. Blooming beautiful. So there you are. Star. What a legend, man. Top figure, man. Comes with a nice blaster. Best place to find one of these is in Italy. And they do come up. There's one already on eBay for about 70 quid, ungraded. A bit more rusty than this one, but still, you know. This one costs more than the other 2, the Vincent and the Maximilian. But I had to get this because Star is such a legend. And it's the only way I'm going to get a figure of Star. Just so nice. Beautiful figure. From 1979. 36 years ago. What a figure, man. Okay, so you can see I'm really pleased with this figure. So, you know, top drawer. Alright, cheers, time to say goodbye. Bye. Okay, here's something really rare. This is Italian Guerre Stellari Princess Leia 12 back from 1978. So these are Harbert, it says Harbert there, Harbert, and that was the distributor in Italy. And these are really rare, especially Princess Leia. And the card's pretty tatty, but this is quite a rare item. You can see the foot plate there, it's just come, it should be at the base of her feet, but it's not. Really nice Princess Leia figure. And this is one of my favourite figures, this Leia, the Luke and the Han. And you know, in Italian she's called Princess Pisa Leila Ugana. And you've got the logo in Italian, Guerre Stellari, Harbour Art 706. And this bubble's got extra AFA protection around it to keep it. Bubble only gets AFA 50. But it's a really rare item. And you can see the grades there. It's 1978 Harbert Star Wars 12 back Princess Leia Organa. Card 75, bubble 50, figure 80. And if you go on AFA population, you can there's only 3 of these graded. There's one for sale on Brian's Toys at the moment, AFA 60 as well. Better condition than this one, but that's over £1,000. It's about $1,200 or £1,200. I got this one for a lot cheaper than that. Came from France. Really nice figure. Princess Leia Organa. Really nice. I got this on a French 12 back as well. Got it on a US Kenner 12 back. 20 back Kenner US. And both Return of the Jedi versions Kenner. 77 back and 48 back. So you can see this is one of my favourite figures. This, the Han and the Luke. I remember in 1993 I went to Forbidden Planet, maybe late 92 actually, and I saw a Princess Leia in the store, and that just brought back so many memories. You know, I just had to get a Princess Leia, and I did. It was saying about 4 or 5 months later, and that's when I started collecting figures again. So there you are, beautiful figure, really rare. This is so rare. That's the front of the card. Let's look at the back. The card's got quite a lot of wear. The card gets AFA 75, bubble gets 50, and the figure gets 80. Overall grade is 60. You can see this card's got a lot of wear on the back. Licensed to Italy. There's the 12 figures. I think maybe AFA were a bit generous with their AFA 75 for this card. It's got a lot of rare on the back. Harbert, Milan, 1978. Got the names of the figures: Sand People, 3DBO in Italian, Commandant Squadra della Morte, Jan Solo, Chewbacca, Principe, Leia Organa, Luke Skywalker, C1P8, that's R2D2, Lord Darth Vader, Guerre, Imperial, Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Capo Jara. Some of these were a bit more common. You used to be able to pick these up in the UK about 20 years ago for about £100 each. You could get the Sand Person, Death Squad Commander, R2D2. I've got the R2D2 on an Italian card. Lord Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper and the Jawa. The other ones that are really rare are the Han Solo's super rare, Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan. I'm not sure about the Chewbacca. I think you might have been able to get the Chewbacca quite common 20 years ago in the UK. But these are nice foreign cards. Guerre Stellari.
There's the front again. Really nice figure. You can see, looks like there's a little bit of a crack there in the bubble, just there near the head. That's why they've put the extra protection. So if you go on eBay and look at eBay USA, you should be able to find one for sale at Brian's Toys. There's 2 AFA 60s and 1 AFA 50 of this figure so far graded. I'm sure there's more of these out there. Beautiful figure, beautiful card back. Looks great in the Italian logo. Really rare figure, this. And there's the tear in the bubble. Princess Leia, 12 back. Really rare figure. Okay, I've got footage of the French Meccano. I'll add that to this as well so you can compare the two. Okay, goodbye. It's a super rare Italian classic figure. Super rare. Alright, cheers.
Now, and here's something a bit more interesting. It's the first release of R2-D2 on an Italian card, Guerre Stellari, and the Italians called him C1P8, which they also did it with the vintage line back in the 70s, and it says comes with a glowing eye. Great figure for the time, quite detailed. And then there's the back of the Italian card. It says C1P8. Classification is droid astromech. Affiliations Rebel Alliance. And there's the other figures. This is released by GG in Italy. It has the Kenner logo there. These Italian cards, I really like them, so I try and collect as many of these Italian Power of the Force cards as I can. Really nice. And then you've got the R5D4. So 2 nice Power of the Force figures there. Thinking about getting these, they're pretty cheap on eBay now, so now's the time to pick up some Power of the Force cards if you're into that line. Power of the Force 2. Okay, hi, here we got Power of the Force Snow Speeder from a 95 in the Italian box, Guerre Stellari, and it's quite a nice vehicle. This box is a bit battered, and I got it at a Comic Mart for about a £5. The only problem with this Snow Speeder is the actual harpoon gun is missing. Everything else is complete and it's unused. And on the back it tells you in Italian what it can all do, so it's not much use to me because I don't speak Italian. And you've got pictures of the Snow Speeder with the 2 Luke X-Wing pilots in it, and all the different functions the Snow Speeder does. So this is just the old vintage Snow Speeder, just repainted and sort of souped up a bit. So this is about 15 years old now, and I like Italian stuff. It's good that One Nation insisted that it had its own packaging for a while. So you've got Snow Speeder in English, you've got the Kenner logo there, and what else have you got? Well, that's about it. Orange box, orange lightsaber. And what I'm going to do now is open it up and show you what you... Open the Snow Speeder up, and this is what you get. You get the 2 laser cannon ends, which are partially clear. You get the instruction sheet, which is in Italian. Yep. And what else do you get? You get the sticker sheet, which you have to apply to the Snow Speeder toy. So you got all of these stickers, and in the box you get the snow speeder, so I'm going to have a look at that next. This really nice poster showing the Italian figures, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 figures. And you've got there the famous Italian version of C3PO, which they call D3PO, and the Italian R2D2 or C1P8. And then you've got writing in Italian, the Kenner GG logos there, and 4 other ships you could get. You could get the X-Wing, the TIE Fighter, the Land Speeder, and the Millennium Falcon. And your TIE Fighter has a really nice name, Cassia Stellari TIE, and the same with the X-Wing. So these are the original Power of the Force 2 ships. So here's the snow speeder, very similar to the vintage one, which I've also got somewhere loose. The difference is here there's red battle damage and the harpoon is missing. Or on this version it's much bigger than the original vintage version. And then you've got the canopy which opens up, and the cockpit inside where you can fit 2 figures, and you would slot the 2 cannon parts into there. There's a new snow speeder version out as well to go with the new ATAT, and that's meant to be slightly smaller than this, but this is quite a nice ship. I mean, I had the vintage one, that was great fun to play with. There's the battery compartment, exactly the same place as the vintage one, and then you've got the underneath, you've got this retractable skid which you just push this button there and it locks into place, and then when you want it to come out you just pull back the lever and the skid pops out. Actually release that out. This snow speeder's got more of a revered look to it than the original vintage one, but they're virtually identical. I mean, the plastic feels a little bit different, but it's hardly any major differences. It just has a more weathered look. The inside is exactly the same as the vintage snow speeder, maybe a different colour plastic, and this snow speeder is actually a darker grey compared to the vintage snow speeder, which was more of a beige colour. So you get an idea how exactly similar this is to the vintage snow speeder. There's been many other versions of the snow speeder. The only other snow speeder version I've got is the one with the Power of the Jedi one, which is stashed somewhere. That comes with the DAC gunner pilot as well, I think. But for its time, it's a great looking ship, fighter or whatever it is, snow speeder, and that's it. So the only problem with this one is that, as I've said before, is the harpoon's missing. So I got this for £5 about 10, 12, 13 years ago. I mean, I only bought it because it came in an Italian box and it was so cheap. So that's your Power of the Force 2 snow speeder. Have another look, and that's it. Snow speeder again, just going to have a overall nice view of the ship, and just admire the designs of this ship. Must be Ralph McQuarrie who designed this, I don't know who else would have designed it. So that's your 95 snow speeder. Power